Hello all. Hope you are doing fine and well. Today we are going to discuss the poem I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing by Maya Angelou. This poem comes in the category of society in your anthology. Now about Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou is one of the most renowned and influential characters in English literature. So Dr. Angelou is celebrated as a global Renaissance woman. She is a poet, novelist, educator, dramatist, producer, actress, filmmaker, and civil rights activist. So she is a woman who has pioneered in the movement of the freedom struggle for black women. Now, what is symbolized by the cage? What situations make people to the cage in life, denying their freedom? For example, poverty and ignorance, class and caste, racism, political conflicts, war and violence, social inequalities, gender discriminations, and color bar. Let us look at this stanza. The first stanza it says, a free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. Now, Maya Angelou has taken a free bird and a caged bird as two symbols to symbolize the freedom of the Americans, the white ones, and also the cage or imprisoned life of the black Americans. So Freebird, it has no other option, like it has nothing to do. It is waiting for another wind. So it dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. So sky is the limit for the free bird. It can go everywhere it wants. But cage bird, it has no freedom. Its freedom is denied. It's more like the black Americans whose freedom is suppressed or denied. But a bird that stalked down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. So the caged bird, the only thing the caged bird can do is singing. Stalk means walk, walk with difficulty. Down his narrow cage, even the cage is not spacious. So this caged bird might be a prisoner even. So can seldom see through his bars of rage. The bars of the cage shows his anger, rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So he has no freedom. The freedom is denied. So the only thing it can do is singing. So he opens his throat to sing. Now, what is meant by the following phrases? His bars of rage, his wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So he is shackled and bound. His feelings are described in bars of rage. He is watching in agony how his free counterpart enjoy all the privileges which he is denied. So is the free counterpart here the free bird. The clipped wings and the tied feet symbolize the vulnerability. They are unable to stand on their own feet and do as they wish due to various inequalities they face. So, I think you can understand the difference of these two. Then, the caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard in a distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. So, what is he singing of? He's singing of freedom. But the sound is heard with a fearful trill, a sharp cry like. So it is singing about the things unknown. Unknown things are the things of freedom. But he's waiting long for the freedom. And also, is it closer, the freedom? No, it is heard in a distant hill. But the tune is heard anyway. But it's not that much closer. For the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird, on the other hand, free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn, and he names the skies his own. As I told you earlier, sky is the limit for the free bird. So it has nothing much to do. So it's thinking about another breeze, another wind. So the trade winds soft through sighing trees. The trees are even sighing, so everything is comfortable. The wind, the food, everything it's there. But the cage bird, has it got any preference, food preference? No. It has to eat the leftovers or the given food. which are always dry and not fresh. But free bird has all the privileges. It can eat whatever it wants. So you can see its food preferences. But the cage bird have no preference of their own. But a caged bird stands on a grave of green, so his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. So you can see like the same part is repeated again. So his dreams anyway, like caged bird stand on a grave of dreams. So the dreams, of course, it's grave. You can see the initiative where the dreams are started, they are dead. His shadow shout or a nightmare scream. Nightmare means sort of a very bad dream, right? Okay, so it's like that. Only his shadow can go out of the cage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The only thing he can do is singing. The caged bird sings with a fearful thrill of things unknown but longed for still. His tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The same stanza is repeated again. He's singing of freedom, which is something unknown, but it is waiting for the freedom. Now, looking at the poem, the poet uses the caged bird as an extended metaphor in the poem. The caged bird represents the oppressed people of the world who suffer from numerous social injustices. They are repressed throughout the history and denied their rights and their personal freedom. So this can be like the discriminations that we discussed earlier: color bar, ethnic conflict, racism, gender discrimination, poverty, anything can be there. You can apply to any context. The poet contrasts the situations of two birds. She creates a powerful image of the free bird whose limit is the sky. In the poem, the free bird is a symbol of the privileged class which holds power. They are blessed with power, wealth, and freedom to do anything without fear of retribution, unlike the oppressed classes. Yet, the imagery created by the cage bird arouses our sympathy. A bird trapped within a cage is not free to come and go as he pleases. He cannot fly freely in the wind or claim the sky as his own. Angela depicts the anger and frustration felt by the oppressed. They are not trapped within a literal cage, but they are trapped in social prejudices and insulted and branded as inferior. So you can understand, like, exactly they are not in a cage, okay, unless if they are prisoners. They are in cage. We all are cage birds. We all have our limitations. We all are trapped in the social prejudices. Yet, despite the clipped wings and tied feet, they yearn for freedom. Their struggle and agony can be heard in their songs. Their voices, like that of the caged bird, are heard on the distant hill and throughout the nations. The voice for freedom from all the social barriers that torture them. So, themes and techniques. The theme of the poem deals with the social disparity, that means inequality due to many reasons. The poem discusses the oppression, suppression, and the struggle for survival of the lower class in capitalistic societies where humans are divided according to their class, wealth, skin color, and political ideologies. So, this is a modern poem which utilizes symbolism and visual imagery to their maximum capacity to bring out the social injustices. The repetition of the third stanza highlights the suffering of the oppressed, arousing the sympathy of the reader. The tone of the poet is sad and melancholic. The poem itself becomes the voice of the caged people denied of freedom and social justice. So that marks the end of the session. If you have any questions, please comment. And if you find this useful, please share it with your friends. Stay safe. Have a nice day.